Hi, Hobby Dad here, and I'm going to be bringing you a video showing you a build of a new tank I've just purchased. It's a used tank I picked up. It is a 115-gallon cube tank that's going to sit on this stand. It's pretty cool. They put some little captain steering wheels on there to gussy it up. As you can see, there's some nicks and problems with the wood. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black paint and a sponge brush and try to touch up all these little areas and let it dry before we put the tank up there. Once I get that completed, I'll give you a little look at that, and then once the tank is up there, and then we'll go from there. And we're back. I have the tank on the stand now that I got from Rob's Aquatics in Tinley Park. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's a 115-gallon cube. I'm going to try to do a freshwater planted with it. Little tips, as it was a used tank, had to vacuum it out, wash it down real good. It's not perfect, but once the water's in there, it'll be a little easier to see some of the spots that aren't perfect. I did notice there was a couple scratches on one of the panes of glass, so especially with used tanks, try to examine it real good. Turned it so that that pane was to the back, so it'll be the, least obtrusive. And then another thing just was spacing. Went and got the filter, hung it on the back just to make sure I left myself clearance from the wall and that there's enough room behind the tank for wires and just reaching behind there and doing stuff. The next move is I have a bucket full of already washed red slate gravel. I'm going to bring that in here and start pouring gravel in next and start that. That'll be coming up. All right, so at this point, I probably should have checked in a little sooner, but we're going along good. I've added the heater to the back, and I've also set up the gooseneck for the Kessel light I'm going to be using on the tank. I got some Fluval Stratum. Here's a picture of the product, the 17-pound bag. It's a dirt-like substrate. They say to use it alone, but I kind of don't like using those products alone because any real flow or messing around with the bottom and it starts breaking up and dirtying up the water. So I did continue to use red slate on top of that. I just ran and got another bag. Unfortunately, the store only had one more bag of that type and isn't planning on carrying it. I have half a bag more to strain and put in here. I would have liked a little more substrate than I have, but it's not doing bad. And I also picked up about 85, 90 pounds of dragon rock. Found some very nice pieces. I have anchored and cleaned the two largest pieces I have, this back focal point that stands straight up and down, and buried it good in gravel, and another piece that goes against the back wall. I have one or two more mid to foreground anchor pieces and half dozen small pieces, so I'm going to continue to strain gravel, clean up those rocks and get that in here. And then at that point, it will be time to start filling the tank and heating up the water. Okay, all the gravel, 3 bags, 75 pounds of red slate, plus the 17 pounds of dirt are in the tank. All the dragon rock has been washed and placed. I think it came out very good. We've got a couple decent sized foreground pieces. This is actually 2 pieces and it has a nice cave inside. This one very big vertical piece that's kind of the showcase with little rubble field around it. And then a smaller companion piece, a piece that butts up against the back glass. And then 2 more vertical pieces that intersect with the glass. At this point, I'm going to get the lid from a 5-gallon bucket, place it up near the front, and right here by the back door I have the garden hose outside, so I can just run the hose right in here and start filling it. Once it is full, I will turn the filter on, get the heater on to get it up to temperature. I have a few plants I got from the place, but they didn't have a lot of good healthy plants. And then, once the water's at the temperature, I'll put them in and get this Kessel light. I got the gooseneck on to get the light set up and plugged in. And I'll let that cycle for a few days, maybe even a week or 2, and then I'll start ordering more additional plants offline to finish the aquascaping with the plants. But I will do that as a follow-up video. I'm going to do just the basic tank building video here, and then we can do an update when we start putting the plants in. So here we are with the initial final setup. It's been 24 hours since I put the water in. Temperatures up to where we wanted at 78, 79. All the dust is cleared from putting in the plants and initially filling the tank. I have a couple pieces of nice healthy anubias I was able to find at the pet store, and you can see all the dragon rock is set up. Love that piece in the back. I'm going to try to get plants that are about a half the height of that piece, so if it gets jungle-ish looking in the back, these two big vertical pieces will sort of penetrate out of there like mountains. And I don't know if I showed before, got the Kessel set up on the gooseneck. It's an A360 full sun. And other than that, later today I'm going to see if I can find some other plants or maybe get a few fish just to get the cycle started. I'll recap, I got the tank from Rob's Aquatics in Tinley Park, Illinois. I also bought the heater there. Got the gravel, the couple plants, and the dragonstone from Jason at Animal Island in Midlothian, Illinois. And I got the Kessel light setup from Mario at Aquatica in Tinley Park, Illinois. So shout out to all those guys, and then I'll be doing some follow-up videos with the addition of the plants and fish and then some growth updates. Thanks, hope you enjoyed.